Greg Olson with you. We are set for a good one. And we're underway at legendary Lambeau Field. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
Come on, set! Cougar 19, ready.
On the ground, it is Allen. And he's going to be stopped out at the line to begin this ball game.
So everything this defense talks about, Mike, is creating negative plays. It's one of the best run defenses in football. Everything is about suffocating you at the line of scrimmage, make you work for everything you get.
Let's go.
Allen gonna get it again. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
A lot of times the success of a draw depends on the defensive ends, Mike, rushing the passer. In this case, a great job by the defensive end. He initially reads pass, but then he determines that it's going to be a draw. He quickly adjusts, and he's able to tackle the running back for a loss.
On third down, Milroe. He's got his man. Right side. It's complete. They gain 18 yards on that one. Good for a Bears first down.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
Here's 1st and 10.
Go! 70 Timberwolves. Steady.
Here comes Allen. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
Some pretty good speed coming off the line there, and it helped him disrupt that draw. Well, I don't think disrupting is the right word. He flat out stopped the draw, handing them a loss.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11.
Let's go. 19, 18. Let's go.
Milroe. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
3rd and 11.
Here we go. Set.
Out of the gun, it's Milroe. Now, a deep shot for Allen. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is 4th down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
Now, after that last play, we have an injured Bear on the field. Athletic training staff's going to take a look, but this is a problem late in the season. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10.
Eagles. Here we go. Here we go. Panther 60. Cup 19. Cup 19.
They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry. And this play going nowhere. He is taken down behind the line of scrimmage on their first play of the game.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12.
60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. Ready, ready.
From the gun, Richardson. That's into the hands of Worthy. Let's get about 6 before he's taken down.
the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
On the ready.
Third down, they need 5. Out of the shotgun, Richardson. He's got his man down the field. It is a big completion. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45. They get 21 on that one. First down, Packers.
46-yard line.
Richardson. This caught right side by Worthy. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8. At their
From the 48-yard line. Here's 2nd and 8.
Ready. Ready.
Now Richardson. That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Bears are going to take over here up near the 40.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10.
Go. 60 Bison. 60 Bison. 60 Bison.
On the give, this is Allen. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 47-yard line.
Another run, and again, it's Allen. And that'll give him a 1st down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the 1st down.
Ready.
They go back to Allen. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
48-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Let's go. Let's go.
On the handoff, it is Allen. And some good blocking at the point of attack. A pickup of 7, and it brings up 3rd down.
Very positive returns on that run. I mean, really, the only thing not to like is that they weren't able to move the chains. But you know what? The way he ran there, I think they go right back to him and see if he has even a bigger carry in him.
Ready up.
3rd and a yard.
Come on. Come on. Hit. 19. Cougar 19. Ready up.
Here's Milroe to throw. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
Early big play here. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
Go!
They'll try and run for it. And he'll indeed pick up a Bears first down as they manage to convert. That'll keep this drive alive.
Just a great effort by the back. I mean, just the ability to keep your legs moving, to make sure he had enough to pick up the first down. He's able to move the chain by a few, and just a great call, great execution, especially given the circumstances.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line.
Here we go, here we go.
They'll go play action with Milroe. He'll get this complete to Allen. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Just take what the defense is giving you. And you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, pitch routes, quick game. Now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
From the 33, here's 2nd down and 5.
Get it, ready.
Now Milroe. Metcalf reels it in on the right side. And he'll be taken down with the first down as time will run out on this opening quarter. Bears in possession here to start the 2nd quarter as they've got it with 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Allen. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Here's a 2nd and 9.
Ready. Panther 60, Panther 60.
To the air, it's Milroe. Headed left, buying time. The coverage.
They've been able to move the ball down here in the red zone. They're thinking 6, but after that last sack, their chances of converting here for a touchdown have gotten a lot more difficult.
70,
Metcalf, the motion man. From the shotgun, it's Milroe. And the Bears are going to be looking at 1st and goal. They move it
In a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Ready.
This has been some kind of march downfield now, and they pay it off with 6. It's 1st and goal. Allen is into the end zone for a Bears touchdown.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Jimmy DK now to return it. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. Richardson to throw it here on first down. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Work to do now as they come up on second and long.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Richardson operating from the pistol. That's over the middle and intercepted. And he's going to be taken down, but it's a quick change situation. He has set his offense up with first and goal.
And while the defender is going to get credit for the pick, Mike, I think he needs to go up on the sideline and thank his pass rush because they forced that bad throw. That is the perfect example of when the front pass rush and the back-end coverage work together. Man, that was big-time ball.
Here's a run. Nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's second and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up second and goal.
Ready.
They'll go with him again. He'll take this one down to the 8-yard line.
A gain of 1 yard on the play. It's now third and goal.
Good job so far by the defense protecting the short field.
Let's go now.
Now it's third and goal. Some determined running, but they're going to stop him short of the goal line.
That one didn't have a chance, Mike. They do a great job of getting penetration, clogged up the run lanes, and now this offense has a decision to make here on fourth down.
Ready up.
Interesting decision. A field goal makes it a 2-score game. They're going to keep the hammer down and go for it on fourth and goal. They'll try and throw for it with Milroe. And this is incomplete. They don't go for the field goal. Wind up trying to throw for the touchdown. They get nothing out of it on fourth and goal.
These are the situations where as an offense you're trying to dial up your best play call to make sure this possession doesn't get wasted, but let's give credit to the defense. Big moment, big fourth down opportunity, and they're able to get off the field.
Travel start on the ground. And he gets him out of danger and then some. Up past the 20-yard line. That's a gain of 21 to open this drive.
Well, that's how you get a drive started. A big play here in the run game, and you have to imagine this is something we're going to continue to see. Success early in the drive typically results in success later in the drive.
Not Cougar 19.
Richardson to throw here on first and 10. And for the third time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Hit by the rookie out of Ohio State. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
And these are the types of plays they envisioned when they invested a first-round pick on this defensive back just a few months ago. I mean, he's entered the league, Mike, with a reputation for having almost offensive wide receiver type ball skills. And those ball skills were certainly on full display that time.
Now Milroe on first down. The ball deep for the end zone. That's to the end zone where it's incomplete. What a job in coverage, muscling that one free. It'll be second down now.
That was a perfectly timed hit, and I think it actually saved 6 points, Mike. He got there just as the ball did, and I think it was the contact that separated him from the ball.
Here we go. Here we go.
Milroe throwing on second down.
notice he didn't move off to his next progression. He threw that into some really tight coverage, and he's lucky that ball wasn't picked.
Ready, go!
On third down, it's Allen.
Drop play to the running back. He returns on the stop. A gain of 6 yards. It's fourth
Cam
down.
Little for this field goal attempt.
Little on
Officially an even 50-yard attempt. Little's kick is good. And the Bears will extend to a 10-0 lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
So the lead is now 10-0 as this kicks away. This one deep in the landing zone. He'll return it from the 2. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
Let's go. Bronco 80. Mustang 19.
On first down, it's Richardson. That's complete to DK. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
That's good.
That's a gain of 21 to open this drive.
First and 10.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
Ready, ready. Come on, come on. Ready.
On the bootleg, it's Richardson. And that is caught on the right sideline, but it's out of bounds, says the official who was right there. Not the most accurate pass. It's incomplete, and it's second down.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down.
Third down.
The whole idea of that short pass is designed to get the ball into the hands of the receiver in space and let him do the rest after the catch. But the key word there, Mike, is get the ball into the hands of the receiver. He doesn't secure the catch, so there is no run after.
Ready up.
After back-to-back incompletions, they now face third down and 10.
Liking 18.
Now Richardson sending it deep for Waddle. That is brought in. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They got it inside the 15. A big gainer for Green Bay. 39 yards. Down at the 12. It's first and 10.
Here we go, here we go. 19, go.
To throw, it's Richardson. That is caught. Fighting for the goal line. They're going to stop him just short, but he has picked up the first down.
This has been a really good drive so far, but what I really like, Mike, is they're down here in the red zone, and they continue to attack. Now, not quite a touchdown, but with first and goal, this defense certainly has their back against the ropes.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. First down and goal. Richardson gonna look to throw. And he's in. Touchdown, Green Bay. Now Jake Moody for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Packers are on the board. It's 10-7. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. This taken at the 5. And they'll manage to get this back only to about the 20-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Milroe. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, just ends up being a wasted down.
2nd and 10.
60 Vikings.
Now it's Milroe. Moving outside the pocket. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. Didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
On 3rd down, Milroe. And that is incomplete. DK Metcalf was the intended target. And it's going to be 4th down. Here's Jake Camarda now. He'll punt for the 2nd time, looking to hit another good one. This fielded inside the 35. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over.
Get it. 60 in. Panthers 50. Panthers 50.
They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. Packers go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. Clock will stop just under 30 seconds to go in this 2nd quarter. 2nd down and 8.
Here we go. Mustang 19. Kennedy Lions. Ready.
From the gun, Richardson. Complete left side to Worthy. And he'll be out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. They get 14 on that hookup. Good for a Green Bay 1st down.
The 45-yard line.
Come on, come on. Warriors 70, Hawks 70, Hawks 70.
Out of shotgun, Richardson. Oh, a huge mistake late in the half. It is intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
There's not a position on the field, Mike, let alone any sport, where the mental side doesn't come in and impact how well you perform. And in this case, when you've thrown 4 interceptions in one game, I think we can all safely assume some of those mental issues have seeped into his game. And if he can't get settled down, he's playing right into the hands of this defense.
Throwing now, Milroe on 1st down. Oh, a huge mistake late in the half. It is intercepted inside the 30.
That's about as bad as it can possibly get. Like, really one play into the drive, you're trying to establish a little early rhythm watching your opponent celebrate in the end zone. So they're going to have to come back out here on offense pretty quickly, regroup, take a deep breath, and try to bounce back.
Makes the score Packers 14, Bears 10.
So, final seconds of this first half. Looks like they'll take a lead into the locker room as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 2. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line.
At their own 34-yard line.
Okay, break. Panther 60, Panther 60.
Here's a run to begin this third quarter. And good, hard running there. He'll push his way forward. Gains of about 5.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical gain here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
They'll stick with him again. And he's going to take this past the 45. That's good enough for a first down.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run. Third and short, fourth and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
Here we go, here we go. Viking 18.
They'll stay on the ground. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
We'll try again. It's second and 10.
70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. 60 Maverick, Panther 60, Panther 60. Ready, ready?
Here's Richardson. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down.
And I like this defensive game plan. When you're going against an elite quarterback like this guy, Mike, you have to get bodies in his face. You have to get him around his feet. You have to move him off his spot. Because if he can sit there in rhythm, on time, comfortable in the pocket, he's going to pick you apart. So it doesn't always have to be a sack, but you have to make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
From the gun on third down, Richardson. And he's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line. A gain there of 24 yards. First down, Packers.
And Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
And a hard-earned yard as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's second down.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Ready?
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29.
Come on. Set.
Now Richardson. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
And this is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. And you look out there and you have a mismatch. You have a linebacker or a safety on your running back. He's expected to win, and that's exactly what he did here.
Here we go. Set. 70 Lions.
On 1st and 10, here's Richardson. Quickly to the outside and complete. And they'll get about half what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
On 2nd down, Richardson. He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get to the backfield and bring him down.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long.
Ready? 60 Eagles. Let go.
Richardson to throw. And that is incomplete. Jalen Waddle, the intended target. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
And at this stage of the game, it's both teams that are really seeing who can make the big play to swing the game in their favor, and this time it's the defense. He's able to get his hands on it. Mike, I think they're lucky he wasn't able to get both hands on it because it could have been even a bigger play. So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. And with a well-placed kickoff, that's what these new rules can do for you. We're going to be back up now to start this drive. Milroe from his own end zone. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up 2nd down.
I really like this defensive play call. Knowing the offense is backed up on their own territory, take the fight to them. You know their first order of business is they're just trying to get some breathing room. Don't give it to them. Go attack. It's exactly what they were able to do, and that hit is what ultimately led to that incompletion.
He'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Throwing again from his own end zone. Going for it all. And that is incomplete.
I think when that ball left his hand, he had visions of a big play, and then that big play almost got flipped on its head because I think he's lucky that that ball didn't end up going back the other direction because that defender got both hands on it but just couldn't come down with the pick.
Two incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to 3rd down and 10. And he's into a slide to avoid the contact. Does so successfully, and it's a 1st down.
This is exactly how it's supposed to look on 3rd down. His eyes are downfield, nothing materializes. He quickly decides he can do it himself, picks up the 1st down, and then to protect himself with the slide, well done.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
Let's go now. 60 Bison. 60 Bison.
Out of the gun. It's Milrow. Over the middle, Metcalf has it. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line. 19 more on that one. And another 1st down.
If you're going to give him this much time to scan the field, he's inevitably going to find an open man downfield like he does here. That's a great job remaining patient and letting that play develop.
Ready, ready.
From the 34 now, it's 1st and 10.
Ready. Bronco
They'll
leading.
send their tight end left.
Go.
They go play action now with Milrow. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 45-yard line. His 50th reception on the season, and he's got a 1st down to go with it.
Ready.
Carry now for Allen. We're going to work this down inside the 45. Give him 10 more on that one. Just enough for another 1st down.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
He'll take a shot here, back of the end zone. And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion.
So I like the aggressiveness of the call, but as the rest of the game unfolds, Mike, there needs to be better overall execution. A little bit cleaner. The next thing you know, they're going to hit some of those big shots.
Tiger. 19 Tiger.
On 2nd down, they run with Allen. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, it sets up 3rd down.
So I think as they continue to have success on the ground like they did here, I think we're going to see them continue to lean towards that ground game. Force the defense to come up, sell out, take it away. And then there's all sorts.
That's to the sideline and intercepted. Picked off by Maxwell Hairston. And the Packers
defensive play callers fight the urge to chase those points. They tend to get a little bit over-eager. They tend to push the envelope sometimes a little too far. Those turnovers, they only make the deficit grow, not shrink. Now, there's a lot of football left, Mike. They can still get back into this.
Okay,
they just
break.
have to be a little bit smarter about which risks you're willing to take.
70. Let's go. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. 19. Cup 19. Cup 19.
Richardson to throw here on 1st and 10. He's going to let this one go for Worthy. And he'll be taken down at the 30. A big gainer for Green Bay. A pickup of 44 yards.
Both pre-snap and post-snap, this is about as well done as you can do at the quarterback position. Get in and out of the right call, identifying the holes along the back end, and then the throw. You can't put it in a better spot. I mean, that's just a big-time play.
And he surges forward for a gain of about 5.
Tackled at the 25-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
So we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. From the 25, here's 2nd down and 4.
Ready, ready. Ready.
Richardson. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
That's good.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the 1st down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the 1st down.
18.
Richardson to throw it here on 1st down. Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. He's inside the 30. Inside the 10. And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Chicago. The offense trying to extend the lead, but the defense, not only the takeaway, but Greg, the pick 6, and they can tie this thing up.
Yeah, and this game has been in the balance the entire way, and now for this defense to come up with this pick 6, they've got a decision to make now, finding themselves down by 1 here in the 2nd half.
All even. 4th quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? On the return, it's Tim DK, and he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Ready. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. 79 Broncos. Ready, ready.
On 1st down, it's Richardson. Rolling right. He's going to tuck it and go. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a 1st down.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
So So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38.
Mustang 19. Panther 60. Panther 60. 19 Lions. Ready.
Going back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. Angling to the sideline. Inside the 35. And he will go all the way. Touchdown, Packers. A touchdown, lucky number 13 on the season. Greg, every touchdown counts the same, but the ones you get in the 4th quarter, they are the ones that feel a little more important.
Yeah, now that pressure shifts to your defense, your offense was able to go out and get the lead here late. Does your defense have enough left in them to get one more stop?
So the lead is 7 now. Here in this 4th quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at 23-yard line. On play action, Milroe. Moving to his right. He's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
At this point in the game, you find yourself trailing. There's only so many possessions left here in regulation. And now after that 1st down sack, this is on the verge of being another wasted possession, and you're getting pretty close here to desperation time.
On the ground, it is Allen. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now. And partially, it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
And for a 3rd time today, he's intercepted. And he is going to score. A pick 6 for the touchdown. The defense is having a day. They extend the lead with Greg, their 2nd pick 6 of the game.
And that's just something you don't see very often in the NFL, Mike. I mean, you might see a handful of games each year where there's 1 pick 6. But to get 2 pick 6s in the same game, this defense is on fire.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. A return now from the 4. And he will only be able to muster the 20-yard line on that return. Now Milroe on 1st down. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up 2nd down.
At this stage of the game, things haven't been going your way, so one more mistake, it could just be too much to overcome. So a nice decision there. Just throw it away out of bounds and give your team a fighting chance.
Milroe throwing on 2nd down. Going right, it's taken in. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
On the set.
3rd and 2. Here we go. Milroe. And this is going to be incomplete. Great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
And that's exactly how you teach it. They want these defenders to time the hit, that right when the ball gets there, you separate the receiver from the ball. And those are the ones on offense, man. You just have to make that catch, Mike. I know it's easier said than done, but you know the hit's coming. You've got to squeeze that thing, brace for impact, and make that play for your offense.
A gain of 11 there as the decision to go for it pays off.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. From the shotgun, it's Milroe. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down.
Here we go, here we go. Gotta be lying.
Now Milroe. And that is incomplete. Contact, but no flags. It's going to be 4th down.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. Truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
This is caught. He's got a long way to go. And that's not going to work. The defense comes up with a 4th down, 4th quarter stand, and forces a turnover on downs.
Get up. Gotta be lying. Hawk 70. Hawk.
Now a run on 1st down. There he goes. Inside the 30. And he's going to take this all the way to the Bears' 15-yard line. It's a gain there of 26 yards.
And this is the point of the game, Mike, where you really can start leaning on your run game and try to close this game out. You've got the lead, you're in the 4th quarter, and they're able to pop off a big run.
Here we go. Start. Ready.
On 1st and 10, it's a handoff. Wait a minute, it's a reverse. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
So these situations, Mike, are always very tricky for a play caller. Of course you want to keep the clock moving. You're just trying to run the game out and maintain this lead, but you also don't want to become overly predictable. So with the defense just selling out to stop the run, I think they have to mix in a few high completion percentage passes to just at least keep them off balance.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
You know at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down.
Bronco 80.
2 minutes remain in the 4th quarter. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. This a must-stop for this defense. Facing
Let's go
3rd
now.
and long.
Cougar 19. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles.
They'll try to get this one on the ground. Forget about it. They're going to lose more yardage there. Good job by the defense, and it's 4th down. So Jake Moody now out for the field goal.
A 37-yard attempt.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Packers will add to their lead here in the fourth quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Milroe. And is open middle of the field. It is caught. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. They'll gain 17 on that one. A very quick first down. On 1st and 10, it's Milroe. He's going to take a shot down the field. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, like, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. A gain of 11 on that one. First down, Chicago. To throw again is Milroe. He'll get this complete to Allen. And he's close to another first down. Brought down just shy of the marker.
They were able to complete this pass, but how often do we see these running backs run these angle routes and they catch it in stride and run a hole through the defense? So, I know the defense gave up some yards here, but it could have been a lot worse.
I had a defender draped all over. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down.
So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time finding any open windows downfield.
And he's going to pick up the first down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it. That's a second charge timeout to Chicago. And they stop it with 22 ticks left on the clock here in the fourth. Again, it's Milroe. He's going to air one out for Metcalf. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5. A big-time play for the Bears. 33 yards.
Once he saw the defense, he knew that outbreaking route was going to be there. All he had to do was wait for his guy to get to the spot, drop the ball right in the bucket near the sideline.
So, it's a win for the Packers. They use a little home cooking here. They play a complete football game. They're going to send their fans home quite happy. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Packers are winners as we say so long from legendary Lambeau Field.